We've got an 084.
Is that confirmed?
What's an 084?
You've got exactly 10 minutes to decide if you really want to know.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie, and I just posted my review of the first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So now I want to talk about episodes 2 and 3. We've got some details about what's going to be happening and some of the characters we're going to be meeting, as well as what's looking like the first supervillain of the season. They already have a promo for episode 2. It's called 084, and that's basically like a S.H.I.E.L.D. code reference, like police code, like 187, for alien objects. So what it looks like is something from, say, like Thor's armory, like the Tesseract or the Cosmic Cube. Obviously, I don't think it's that. I think it's just a stray alien object of great power. Not something as great as, say, the Tesseract. Otherwise, why wouldn't the Avengers be there? But during the episode, we're going to get a lot of cool Coulson backstory from this character called Commandant Camila Reyes. It turns out she was either a girlfriend or a former coworker, so I think that she's going to have some amazing Coulson stories that she'll be telling the other team members in this episode. So episode 3 is actually the big episode that I'm really looking forward to. We're going to meet a character called Dr. Franklin Hall. The team is basically, it's called the Asset, and this Franklin Hall character is the Asset. So they basically have to rush in to rescue him after he gets kidnapped. But the interesting thing is that in the Marvel Universe, this character is actually the supervillain Graviton. Obviously, during this episode, based on the description, it kind of makes it sound like he's going to turn into Graviton. So he might reappear throughout the series. I don't know if he'll be the big bad, but I think they're kind of setting it up that way. They also might use his character to tie into some of this Project Centipede that they talked about in the first episode. If you remember the tech on J. August Richards' arm, his procedures were basically a combination of Extremis and Chitauri tech. So I'm guessing that Dr. Hall actually has something to do with this too. It is important to note, though, that the character does not start out as a supervillain, so I think when they meet him in this episode, he'll just be a normal scientist working on super secret government projects. That's totally normal, right? There's some other characters that they're going to have in that episode too, but they're not part of the Marvel canon, so I think that they're just going to be one-off characters or original characters that they're just going to loosely tie in. But I'm really excited about that main villain, so hopefully he will turn out to be the main villain. Speaking of big characters on the show, a lot of people like Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Hiddleston, and Sam Rockwell have talked about really wanting to appear on the show, at least in cameos. So I expect Samuel L. Jackson would probably be the first of that bunch just because he's Nick Fury, he's director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Obviously, they're probably going to try and work him in some brief cameos, at least throughout the season, if not the season finale. And obviously, Tom Hiddleston is not going to be in any Marvel movies after Thor 2 for a while, so I think they're really going to try and work him into, at least in reference, if they can, especially since the Thor movie is coming up, so they just kind of want to dovetail on the popularity and the marketing that they're doing around that movie. I have not mentioned Colby Smulders, though. Remember, she's in the final season of How I Met Your Mother. Obviously, they're already done shooting that, so she's moving on to other things now, so she's going to pop up throughout this season. She's not going to be a series regular. That means she's not going to be featured in all the big scenes, but whenever they're at S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters, I would expect to see her. And up to the top now, Joss Whedon has actually been working overtime on a lot of these first couple of episodes. Marvel kind of airlifts him in to fix scripts whenever things are in trouble. He actually went to the Thor set and helped Alan Taylor fix the Thor movie while they were shooting it. That's literally how much in demand he is in the Marvel Universe right now. So he is their most precious asset. But it's totally normal for them to do a lot of rewrites, especially page one rewrites, when a show is brand new. So I'm not surprised that Joss Whedon has been rewriting a lot of the S.H.I.E.L.D. scripts either. So a lot of people say that might be a bad thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I totally trust Marisha Tancharoen and Jed Whedon, so it's going to be a great show. But based on a lot of this information we have about the next couple of episodes, what kind of alien tech are they going to be running into? And what is this new villain going to be? Is he going to be the big villain? Is he going to turn into Graviton? Remember, they said they're not going to include too many characters from the Marvel movie universe. So I'm interested to see how many C and D level villains end up popping up on the show over season 1. Like I said, I'll be doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos every Tuesday night. Be sure to subscribe to get them. I'll try and post them as soon as possible after the broadcast, but a lot of times when I do 2 videos like I did tonight, it just takes me a little bit longer to get them out. Thank you so much for watching. In the meantime, you can actually watch my review of that first episode here, and you can watch all my other Marvel videos by clicking here. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. See you tomorrow. High fives.